The unearthed cry. The desert remembers everything. Beneath layers of sand and stone, beneath the weight of forgotten millennia, something waits. Elias Wren knows this. He spent years chasing whispers, anomalies on ground-penetrating radar, magnetic signatures that shouldn't exist. Today, his hands shake as they brush away the final grains of dust. The chamber beneath is impossibly smooth, metallic yet organic. The walls shimmer with a faint iridescence, like oil on water, reflecting no known spectrum of light. His team crowds behind him, their breathing sharp in the dry air. Someone whispers a prayer. Someone else laughs nervously. Elias doesn't hear them. He's staring at the pod. It rises from the center of the chamber like a cocoon, its surface etched with symbols that seem to shift when he isn't looking directly at them. His fingers find the seam, cold, impossibly cold, and the pod responds. A hiss, a sigh, as if the earth itself is exhaling. Then the sound, faint, fragile, a child's whimper, echoing through thousands of years. The lid opens with a whisper of ancient hydraulics, and shimmering fluid spills across the floor, evaporating before it touches his boots. Inside, suspended in the fading glow, lies a girl. Her skin is pale, almost translucent, veined with light that pulses like a distant star. Her eyes, closed until now, flutter open. And for the first time in millennia, she breathes. Chaos erupts around him. The team scrambles, medical equipment clattering, voices overlapping in panic and wonder. Get the oxygen. No, don't touch her. She's breathing on her own. Elias can't move. He's locked in her gaze. Those eyes, too large, too knowing, staring up at him with something that looks like recognition. Her veins pulse brighter now, casting dancing shadows across the chamber walls. The instruments scream warnings, electromagnetic surges, temperature drops, gravitational anomalies localized to a 3-meter radius. Dr. Amara Chun shouts something about containment protocols, but her voice sounds distant, muffled, as if reality itself is bending around the girl. She tries to sit up. Her movements are slow, deliberate, like someone remembering how to exist. When she raises her hand, the air shimmers, and Elias feels it, a pressure in his chest, a resonance that vibrates through his bones. Then she cries. Not tears of water, but crystalline droplets that hover midair before shattering into prismatic dust. Each one catches the light, refracting images, cities of impossible geometry, skies burning with dying stars, faces he's never seen but somehow remembers. Elias reaches toward her without thinking. His fingers brush hers. Cold. So cold it burns. But in that touch, something shifts. A connection forms, fragile, electric, profound. Her grief floods through him, wave after wave of loss, so vast it threatens to drown him. And beneath it all, something else. A whisper that sounds like his own voice, echoing from a place he's never been. I know you. She speaks 3 days later. Not with her mouth. Her lips barely move, but with something deeper. Her voice enters their minds like a breeze through an open window, soft and invasive all at once. The team freezes, mid-conversation, mid-breath, caught in the web of her consciousness. You call me back. The words ripple through the makeshift lab, and every screen flickers. Every light dims. Elias feels his pulse quicken, his throat tighten. He's standing closest to her containment unit. They've kept her behind reinforced glass, more for everyone else's comfort than necessity. What do you mean? His voice cracks. We didn't. We just found you. Her head tilts, curious, childlike. But her eyes are ancient. You did, Elias Wren. She says his name like she's tasting it, testing its weight. Your voice reached me through the dark. I heard you calling across the silence. Impossible. He's never spoken to her before this moment, never dreamed of her, never imagined her existence. Yet the certainty in her gaze makes him doubt his own memory. Behind her, the pod's surface begins to glow. The symbols, dormant since they opened it, ignite one by one, tracing patterns that hurt to look at directly. They spiral outward, forming constellations he doesn't recognize, equations that make his mathematician's mind ache with almost understanding. Dr. Chen steps forward, tablet clutched like a shield. What are you? The girl's expression softens. When she smiles, it's sad. I am Lyra, and I am your echo. Sleep becomes impossible. Elias spends his nights in the lab, cross-referencing the pod's inscriptions with every ancient text, every archaeological record, every mythology he can access. The symbols refuse translation, but patterns emerge. Mathematical progressions, astronomical alignments, something that looks disturbingly like human DNA sequences. Then he sees it, hidden in the lower chamber, beneath where Lyra's pod rested. A mural. It spans the entire floor, revealed only when they drain the remaining fluid. The images tell a story, a civilization among the stars, thriving, expanding, reaching, then collapse. Stars dimming, world cracking, figures fleeing through geometric portals, carrying something precious. Children. It's not a tomb, Elias whispers, his breath fogging in the cold chamber. It's an ark. Lyra appears beside him. They've stopped trying to contain her. She moves through walls when she chooses. Her bare feet don't quite touch the ground. We were dying, she says softly, her voice threaded with sorrow. Our star betrayed us. We had centuries of warning, but pride made us blind. By the time we acted, only fragments could be saved. She kneels, her translucent fingers tracing the mural. Where she touches, the images animate, playing out the final days of her world. Cities of light collapsing, ships launching toward distant worlds. An Earth, primitive, perfect, waiting. We didn't conquer, Lyra continues. We seeded. We gave our essence to this young world, hoping that someday, something beautiful would grow from our ending. Elias stares at her. You're saying we're descended from you? Not descended. Her eyes meet his. Reborn. It happens without warning. One moment, Elias is reviewing satellite data. The next, he's falling through someone else's memory, drowning in Lyra's past. He sees her world as it was, spires that pierce violet skies, networks of light connecting millions of minds in perfect harmony, children laughing in gardens where gravity bends to joy. Then, the death, the star at their system's heart, pulsing erratically. Scientists shouting warnings ignored by politicians who fear panic more than extinction. The first planet cracks, molten core exposed, screaming its end in electromagnetic pulses that scramble communications across their empire. Chaos. Evacuation. The terrible mathematics of survival. Not everyone can leave. Lyra was chosen. A child then, barely 40 cycles old, placed in stasis with others deemed essential genetic diversity. She remembers the pod closing, her mother's face through the crystalline seal, lips forming words the sealing process won't let through. Remember us. Elias gasps back into his own body, tears streaming. Dr. Chun is shaking him, shouting his name. He's been unconscious for 17 minutes. It wasn't a tomb, he rasps, grabbing her shoulders. The pod, it's a consciousness archive. Psychic resonance encoded at the quantum level. When we opened it, when I touched her, you linked. Lyra finishes standing in the doorway. Her form flickers, unstable. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to force it on you. But Elias isn't afraid. Because he knows now, knows with cellular certainty, that humanity's story began long before the first cave painting. It began among the stars. The sky remembers. The world notices. Strange lights dance in the upper atmosphere. Auroras where none should exist, visible even in daylight. Radio telescopes pick up patterns in the cosmic background radiation, repeating sequences that sound almost like language. Magnetic storms disrupt satellites, ground flights, send compasses spinning wildly. And people dream. Millions report the same vision. Cities of light collapsing, a sense of immense loss, and a single word echoing through their sleep. Lyra. Elias watches news feeds from a dozen countries, all reporting identical phenomena. The scientific community scrambles for explanations. Solar activity, magnetic pole shifts, mass hysteria. But he knows better. Your awakening triggered something, he tells Lyra, something global. She stands by the window, watching dawn break over the desert. Her form is more solid now, more present, as if proximity to Elias is anchoring her to reality. The seeding, she says quietly. My people didn't just leave genetic code. They left consciousness fragments, woven into human DNA, dormant, waiting for a catalyst. You're the catalyst, and you're the bridge. She turns to him, and her eyes glow with that inner starlight. You carry more of my people's essence than most. That's why I recognized you, why I could link with your mind so easily. You're what we hope humanity could become, a synthesis of Earth and stars. Elias feels the weight of it, the impossible truth crushing down. You're saying human evolution wasn't natural? It was guided, influenced, loved. Her smile is heartbreaking. My people's final gift. Outside, the auroras intensify, painting the sky in colors that don't exist. They come at dawn. Military vehicles surround the excavation site, black helicopters circling like carrion birds. Dr. Chen meets them at the perimeter, arguing jurisdictions and scientific protocols, but they push past her with the casual authority of those who answer to different laws. Elias finds Lyra in the central chamber, curled around her pod, trembling. They want to take me apart, she whispers. Study me. Weaponize what I am. I won't let them. He doesn't know how he'll stop them, but the certainty in his voice surprises even him. She looks up, eyes wide with fear and something else. Gratitude. It's worse than you think, she says. My reactivation sent a signal. A failsafe my people left in orbit, dormant for millennia. It's waking up. What kind of failsafe? Judgment. Her voice drops to barely a whisper. If humanity proved unworthy of our gift, if they turned to violence and greed instead of growth and wisdom, the failsafe would reset. The word hangs in the air like a blade. Elias hears footsteps above, military boots on ancient stone. They're out of time. Can you stop it? I don't know. She stands, her form flickering with instability. But they'll never let me try. They'll lock me away, dissect my consciousness, and the failsafe will activate unopposed. Outside, someone shouts orders. The sound of equipment being moved, weapons being readied. Elias takes her hand. Cold. Always so cold. Then we run, and in that moment, as their fingers intertwine, the chamber begins to shake. The collapse is beautiful. Stone and sand fall away like water, revealing the true structure beneath. A vessel, sleeping under Earth's surface for eons, activating now in response to Lyra's distress. The military scatters, their weapons useless against technology that predates their civilizations. Elias and Lyra stand at the center of the awakening, surrounded by walls of light. I can show you, she says urgently, her voice resonating through his mind with crystal clarity. Everything, the truth they tried to preserve. She presses her palm to his chest, and the universe unfolds. He sees Earth through her people's eyes, a garden world, primitive but perfect, waiting. He sees the careful seeding, genetic code woven with consciousness, potential planted like seeds in fertile soil. He sees their hope that someday, their children, humanity, would remember their cosmic heritage and reach for the stars with wisdom instead of conquest. He sees the failsafe, a vast intelligence orbiting beyond the moon, programmed with impossible choices. Observe, evaluate, act. And he sees what it will do if humanity fails its test. We can stop it, Lyra whispers, tears crystallizing around them. Together, your human creativity, my people's knowledge. We can show the failsafe that humanity is worth preserving. The chamber shudders. The military regroups outside, preparing for a second assault. Elias looks at this impossible girl, this echo of a dying civilization, this bridge between worlds, and he understands. I remember, he says, the words rising from somewhere deeper than thought. I remember who we are. Lyra's smile is radiant. Then let's remind them. And as light engulfs them both, their minds link fully, and humanity's true awakening begins.